Hey, my name is Chris. Welcome to the Check My Design Design Process podcast. Today we're going to be going over the why in user experience design. So what do I mean by the why in user experience design? It's all about the reasons and motivations behind what we do as designers. It's about understanding the needs and goals and pain points of every single user, ensuring that every design makes sense and serves a purpose. In today's episode, I'll break down the do's and don'ts, the key areas, and also the user research, design strategy, and continuous improvement that you will have to do over time. Let's start with user research, the foundation of any good design. By asking why, we can dig deeper in finding out the true behaviors and motivations of every single user. For instance, instead of just noting down that the user would like to click a button, let's find out why the user wants to click this button. What does this button do to the actual experience and emotion for said customer? What are we hoping to achieve by the user actually doing so? And can this approach help us by having effective design? Understanding the why behind users' actions allows us to go beyond the surface levels of observations. It's not only enough to know what users are doing, but we need to understand their motivations and true context of their actions. The depths of understanding leads us to insights that can drive true user-centric decisions. I'm gonna talk about a couple things I like to do when it comes to gathering the information on the research side. So one thing I like to do is conduct user interviews. I always like to ask open-ended questions. Why do we use this feature? What step do you find frustrating? These questions can uncover underlying issues and needs for the user when it comes to your actual design. For example, once we discover that a user is frustrated with a certain feature, it may not be because they don't like to use it or it's difficult to use. Maybe because it disturbs the workflow. Understanding this allows us to redesign the feature in a way that it's more integrated within the platform or, software. By focusing on the why, we can design experiences that fit more naturally to users. This can lead to a higher satisfaction and engagement rate from your SaaS-based platform, app, or website. Later on in the segment, we're going to be talking about design strategy, making a purposeful choice. Once we understand the why from a research that was already done, we can make sure we make a more of an informed design decision that will help the entire layout. Every element on the screen should have a clear purpose. For example, if we know that users will struggle to find a specific feature, we can most definitely prioritize the visibility. But again, we must ask, what are the users struggling with? Perhaps the feature's icon is incorrect. Sometimes when it comes to a design, the icon is one of the most important things, especially if we're talking about like a menu item or something that we're trying to draw attention to. Design strategy involves aligning our design choices with the insights gained from user research. This means creating a cohesive vision for the product and addressing user needs and business goals. It's all about being innovative and thoughtful in every single design decision you make. When it comes to strategizing about a design, you would like to make sure your design aligns well with the user, right? So this not only ensures a great looking design, but it also feeds the purpose of what the user needs to do on said website, app, SaaS-based platform, things like that. Users will often leave a form because it's either too long or too cumbersome. By understanding why this is happening, we are able to redesign a smaller form that is more manageable in steps. See, it's all about steps. Have you ever seen those forms online where it never ends? But they do that because if you see 50 questions, you're gonna just abort the first time you see it. Like as soon as you scroll and say, oh, this is too much, that's what causes the users to leave. So in this case, we would like to design more of a stepped process. So you may have 3 different screens with 10 questions. See what I'm saying? Even though it's the same amount of questions, but if you see all 30 questions in this example, you're gonna go. So it's best to just piece it out. So this approach leads to products that are both beautiful and functional and providing a real value to users. Segment 3, continuous improvement, iterating with purpose. The name of the game is keep improving, keep improving, keep improving, right? So by regularly revisiting the why, we can evaluate whether our designs are meeting user needs. After launching a product, we just don't want to sit back. We need to analyze the user behaviors and gather feedback and ask ourselves, why are users dropping at this certain point? This purpose helps us refine and enhance each and every user experience consistently by conducting usability testing and asking users, why are you abandoning a certain point of the website? We can most definitely discover the pain points of the design. For example, when a user leaves the cart in the checkout process, what happened? That is a big thing. That is a big question. You would like to send surveys out to your users, or create usability testing around why does users drop off at the cart. This could be a really easy fix, like the checkout button needs to have a certain color on it to entice them to actually follow through with the layout. The impact of the why. To wrap up the understanding of the why in user experience design, user experience empowers us to create products that are not only functional, but beautiful at the same time. It's all about having a beautiful and a meaningful design, layout, or process, especially, well, to me, because I love user experience, right? By focusing on the reasons behind each and every single design choice, we can ensure that the user will thank us during the process. Thank you for joining in on this episode of the Design Process Podcast and us explaining the why user experience design. Okay. If you have any questions, please drop the comments down below on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, things like that, wherever you will see this media. Okay. Thank you guys for watching again. Damn right.